Hello, loves. Hello, hello. Hills here from the Blue Flame. We are really building. We are really building into the Lion's Gate now. Traveling ever deeper and ever deeper into the lion's mouth, perhaps, would be a way to say this. Today we are going to talk about the very Aquarian Lionsgate full moon and some of the amazing doorways that are opening as we move through the ever brightening moon. I would like to begin. Let's feel. With Venus and Jupiter and Sirius. So, for those who are not aware, the Lionsgate portal is a celebration. It's a moment in time, a snapshot of an ancient celebration of the new year in Egypt. So the Egyptian New Year is actually something that lasts about 3 months long, and it coincides with Sirius's movement into conjunction with the sun as we move from June into July, and that conjunction happens generally right around the 7-7 portal, the Sirius Sol conjunction date, that gateway, and then continues through July as Sirius moves forward along to the other side of the sun. And the Lion's Gate is the celebration as the month of August of this 3-month celebration of the new year, which happens to coincide with when the Nile would flood and create a most fertile valley there in Egypt. Sirius rising again, having left that conjunction between itself and our soul star, the sun, and emerging once again into our pre-dawn skies. So the star, the stellar dimension of Sirius, which happens to be more than one star, is honored, is recognized as being an energetic symbol of this fertility, okay? This fertile valley. This year, as we are moving into this reemergence of Sirius into our pre-dawn skies, as celebrated by the Lion's Gate, Venus, which has just entered Cancer, is moving ever closer to Jupiter, which is already there, right? Has been there for a couple of months now. Venus, on the date of the Lion's Gate portal, will be at 10 degrees of Cancer, 9 degrees of Cancer. Jupiter will be at 13 degrees of Cancer. The stellar dimension of Sirius is located in our astrological charts at 14 degrees currently of Cancer. So you can feel how this is a powerful conjunction that is occurring during this time. Jupiter is expansive energy. It is gifting energy. It is benefic. It invites us to make anything that is in our highest good bigger. That manifestation, that sense of belonging, that sense of being home in Cancer. Venus is exalted in the sign of Cancer. The goddess energies love getting all lovey in the home and hearth sign, right? So we have home and hearth manifest, finding our true home, our true sense of belonging, expanded, remembering our true sense of belonging, in conjunction, in union with the stellar dimension, which the Lion's Gate gets its name, is honoring. The Lion's Gate really gets its name from the sign of Leo, but the whole new birthing energy is part of this Sirius stellar dimension. So as we flow through this entire update, as we come into our connection to this Lion's Gate and Aquarius full moon, we are being invited to remember that all of these doorways that are opening to invite us into more of our true self, into our connection with the fertile valley that is our I am, into that connection with our galactic, interdimensional natures, our true home, which is Earth and beyond the beyond. So, as we move through, we come to the 8/8, which is the actual date of celebration of the Lion's Gate, to that moment where these energies find their peak, where we celebrate and honor our journey into the temple of the stellar dimension of Sirius. And on that moment, on that day, a door opens. So the Lion's Gate itself, the portal that we call the Lion's Gate, begins its opening. The chimes that call us into temple, usually around the 26th of July. And as we move through and into, we come deeper and deeper and deeper into the temple, we come to the altar on the 8/8. We celebrate that infinite creation energy of the 8/8 portal. And then we come out the other side, and the journey is completed on the 12th of August, which brings us to an assumption and ascension of Mary the Mother and Sophia's feast day, but that's a whole other update, right? That's a whole other update, and we'll get there. For now, let us come to the altar, to the 8/8, where a door is opening. A door is opening in the astrology. It is typified by a group of trines and sextiles and oppositions. I will often call this particular alignment a cellar door because it has that rectangular doorway with the crossbars going through it, like an old school cellar door, sometimes barn. When this door opens, we're invited to go within. We're invited to go within. Now, let's look at the players that are involved in this, because this particular doorway is active on the 8/8 and tightens as a few hours later we go into the Aquarius full moon, shining a bright light into that chamber for us. So on the 8/8, we find the moon moving through a conjunction with Pluto and Aquarius, getting ready to make its bright spotlight debut. Pluto in Aquarius, retrograde at 2 degrees, is making a trine with Mars at 1 degree of Libra. Mars at 1 degree of Libra is sextile to the retrograde Mercury in Leo at 4 degrees. So it's a little loose, but not very loose at all, right? Mercury in Leo is opposite Neptune and Saturn retrograde in Aries. Neptune and Saturn retrograde in Aries. New foundations of I am, awakening to our true interdimensional nature. Building, building, building in the tightest of their sextile of the entire year with Uranus at 1 degree of Gemini, who happens to be conjunct the asteroid named for the goddess Lakshmi, prosperity. Awakening to our true gifts creation as full interdimensional galactic citizens. Can you feel that? Now, Uranus in Gemini with Lakshmi is making a trine to Pluto in Aquarius. This is a grand air trine, in fact, with Pluto, Mars, and Uranus, Lakshmi. The door is being formed by Mars, Pluto, Neptune, Saturn, and Mercury. The crossbars of that door are Mercury and Neptune, Saturn, and Pluto and Mercury. Okay? I'm sorry, I got that wrong. It's Mars and Neptune and Saturn, not Mercury and Neptune and Saturn. Forgive me. So we have Mars, R-I-M, the ruler of Aries, at 1 degree of Libra, coming into a greater balance, with our interdimensional new foundations. This particular door has an activation point. This particular doorway has an activation point. You see, the door itself is coming into that trine with the Neptune-Uranus sextile and the Mercury sextile with Uranus. These are a lot of points, and the energy is so electric that it can be hard to anchor through the diagram. So what I'm going to do for us is place an image of the chart into the members portal, into the community hub, so that free area, the outer chamber of the Blue Flame Apothecary on Circle. There will be a link below if you want to look at it so you can see the position of this house, and it will be for the Aquarius full moon because that's when it's the tightest. These doorways, especially one with an activation point, I was just given a vision and we're going to play with this. When we have a crystal, a quartz crystal that has a base with a point, we call those activator stones, right? We are being gifted energy from above, and it pulls it in and into our physicality. Uranus is acting with Lakshmi as that point bringing in the new energies to our physicality. This Lionsgate Aquarius full moon, or as I have taken to calling it, a very Aquarian Lionsgate full moon, is activating within us these light codes, these crystalline energies of remembering our true nature. So, as we move into the lion's den, we pass through the flame at the center of the altar. And we come into the Aquarius full moon, which is occurring at 12:55 a.m. on the 9th of August in the Pacific time zone. So if you are lucky enough, and I will use that term, lucky enough to live in Hawaii, the Lionsgate portal and the Aquarius full moon just so happen to be on the same day for you. For most of us, though, the Aquarius full moon is on the 9th. But it is mere hours after we move through that flame. And on this moment, as we pass through the flame at the center of the Lionsgate altar, another chamber opens. An inner chamber opens, connecting another doorway. But this doorway is a little bit different. It is not made of sextiles and trines and oppositions. Oh no. This doorway is made of more minor or subtle aspects, which can be all the more profound for their subtleness. These aspects are called semi-squares and biquintals, and the sun and the moon are involved. So the sun will be at 17 degrees of Leo. The moon, having moved into its full position now, will be at 17 degrees of Aquarius. They will be creating semi-squares. The sun with Mars, the moon with Neptune and Saturn. Now, these semi-squares help us feel our way around those tight corners that a square creates. I will often say that a square invites us to see around a corner, to see things in a different way. People will call this a tense aspect because for most of us, seeing things in our true, unique way is scary. It is outside of our comfort zone, even though it is our true, unique way of seeing. Because we've been told, conditioned, advised that it's safer to see the way that we're told everyone else sees. But if we remember, nobody sees anything the same as anyone else. When we walk into a room, the thing that we light upon is unique to us. The person who walks in before or after us will see something different when they first walk in. There are psychological, scientific studies proving this. And we can never truly know exactly what someone else is seeing. This very Aquarian Lionsgate full moon is inviting us to embrace that unique nature. The Aquarius sign is all about our unique nature. Finding our unique voice, our unique radiance, our unique light, remembering it into our physicality. Letting that light of the full moon shine down fully on us, reflecting upon us. So a semi-square, which the moon is making to Neptune and Saturn, those new interdimensional foundations that are building within each and every one of us, deeper and deeper as they move retrograde, right? Is inviting us to see through that wall, through that corner, so that we can see what's on the other side without having to strain. It's a bridge to connect us more to our unique visioning. As the sun and Mars make their semi-sextile, inviting us to feel our unique flame, our unique I am. The sun being our outward expression of self, and Mars being that I am drive and purpose. I am expressed fully, radiantly, uniquely. Now, what makes this a door, an inner chamber, is this biquintel, which is a minor aspect, 144 degrees. 144 degrees. Which is connecting the sun to Neptune and Saturn, and the moon to Mars. Now, a biquintel is all about our creative potential and talent. Our unique expression is within this inner chamber. One of the ways that I am being asked to invite us to feel into this energy is that the heart is a many-chambered vessel. As we move from the first chamber to the second, our love deepens. Our capacity to hold love unconditionally magnifies, amplifies within us, magnetizes that which we are a frequency match to, and also allows us to see more of the beauty innate and inherent in everything and everyone, in all of creation. This is unconditional love. This chamber of the heart, generally rose quartz, that pink energy of the heart. The triple flamed heart, the green flame, the pink, and the blue. This inner chamber is that blue flame within each and every one of you. This is an auspicious and momentous turning. We talked earlier about the Venus-Jupiter-Sirius conjunction. Sirius is especially the blue shift part of this stellar dimension, innately and deeply and profoundly connected to the blue flame. The star on the top of many of the Egyptian deities' heads is a reflection of Venus and the stellar dimension of Sirius. Now, interestingly, Sirius and that stellar dimension and the planet Neptune are also innately connected. So that we have Neptune and Saturn so activated with the sun and the moon, with Mars, with Pluto, with Uranus. We are really playing with that energy of the beyond, and the light that we call Christos. The Sophia is that embodied form, that gnosis, that wisdom, that innate human design. What we are receiving what we are remembering through all of this tickling, all of this journeys through the chamber into the flame at the center of the altar and into that inner chamber on the Aquarian full moon, is that light, that way in which our embodied being calls the Christos, the stellar light, our divine stellar light, into the physical form. And that this is what raises the consciousness of all of us. Yum. So then we come into the sun rising on the 10th, 11th, and 12th, the 11th and 12th in particular, where just before the sun rises, Sirius, off to the side a little bit, and Jupiter in conjunction with Venus rise and become visible in that blue hour sky, just before the sun rises. We move through the blue hour into the golden hour and then the sunrise during the golden hour. That blue hour just before, a magical time. And if you have the capacity to watch, to rise and watch this on the 10th, 11th, 12th, allow your heart to open to receive the giftings from Venus, Jupiter, and Sirius. For myself and our members portal, I'll be carrying us energetically to that beautiful portal that is to that holy, high frequency, earth star, soul star energy of Mount Shasta. And we will have a ceremony as the moon rises on the 8/8, an energetic violet blue flame ceremony. If this is something that calls to you, come on over to Circle. You can find details there. Feeling if there is anything that I am asked to share with you all about ways to journey through this portal. There is so much emphasis as we journey through these energies on our unique expression, on our unique individual radiance, and the way that we are uniquely called to shine a light into the world. That to advise and say, oh, this is what you should do, feels a little bit janky. So instead, I will say, what calls to you? And simply invite a couple of ideas to feel what they feel like in your beingness. Moon waters, crystal infused moon waters as the moon rises on the 8/8, allowing it to move through the rising of the moon and then in light of the Sirius, Sun, Jupiter, Venus rise. I can share that that's part of what we're going to be doing as our remote healing ceremony, as our ritual for this, is that a crystal grid will be taking its form and it will witness the sun rise on the Lion's Gate and the moon rise on the Lion's Gate. And then I have a special treat that it will be gridded as that moon rise on the Lion's Gate and the sunrise on the 9 happens. Gifting yourself a ceremony of some sort. This could be a dance party in your living room. This could be a walk in nature. Finding that time to connect with your heart space, to feel your true divinity, your true bright white light, and all of the prisms of frequency that you are gift to share in this world. Sun gazing at sunrise, moon gazing at moonrise. These are all beautiful ways. Oracle card draws. Working with crystals such as Herkimer diamond, blue kyanite, turquoise. This air grand trine between Pluto, Mars, and Uranus is an excellent invitation to more voice, to causal chakra, which blue kyanite works so well with. Working with lapis lazuli and connecting into that Egyptian New Year vibe with that pyrite that is included in lapis lazuli, striking a chord into that empowered rise. Okay? Finding the ways that you are called to express yourself. This lunation is really working with those upper chakras, bringing our throat, causal, third, fourth, crowns, soul star, and stellar gateway into greater union with our physicality. Oh, I could go on and on, but like I said, the way you're called to honor this moment is for your unique journey alone. We work in union to heighten energies. We work in conjunction to heighten energies. But also that flame is in your heart. And your relationship to it is what creates all the sparks. And with that, my friends, as always, in the always, so much and many loves to you from the dimensions of the all and beyond the beyond.